Are you tired of asking permission for money, time, or peace? If so, that paycheck can't be the only plan anymore. Hi, I'm Sandra, and I am in this digital marketing space. I jumped into this space on October 3rd in order to prep for my upcoming retirement. I retire in 3 years and I'm looking forward to it. But what I was not looking forward to was being unprepared to supplement my income. There was absolutely no way I was going to be able to make in retirement what I make working 40 hours a week for my employer. There was no way. So I had already made up in my mind. January of this year, I was going back to school to Albany State to get my master's in social work, to be a licensed clinical social worker. I think that's the title. But again, I was looking to be in business for myself because I was not going to be a retiree who retired from one place, having to go to work somewhere else because I just didn't make enough to supplement my income. Well, I have my retirement from my job, and hopefully Social Security will still be a thing in 3 years, and I will be able to get funding from that or get money from that. The money that I've already paid in, that's not entitlement, that's earned because I've paid in, but I digress. So, what I decided to do was take advantage of an opportunity that was given to me or was shared with me, and that is in this digital marketing space. I was all of 3 minutes into the video, watching the video of a webinar where our online business mentor is teaching about the opportunity. She's sharing the opportunity and advised that she was still somewhat new in it, had been in it for less than 2 years, and how it had absolutely revolutionized her life, how it had changed the life of her family because of a decision she made to bet on herself, to take advantage of the opportunities she was presented. And y'all, I'm not crying, although it does make me emotional. I have allergies. But I want to introduce you to this opportunity just as it was introduced to me. And again, what I ask at the very beginning of this video is I got to see, are you tired of asking permission for money, time, or peace? And if so, that paycheck is not the plan anymore. So, I want to introduce you to someone in our community. As I said, digital marketing has made a huge difference in my life already. I jumped in October 3rd and I literally took a massive break in the middle of February. I thought it was in January, but it was actually in the middle of February, February through 2 weeks ago. I took a break because I jumped into a situation that absolutely burned me out. I was doing way too much. And with that undertaking, I actually made $10,000 in less than 30 days using the skills I learned in this program. We have the four e-learning products that are 100, 300, 600, and $900. And which with each program, you advance a little more with each level. And I purchased the $900 program, and I actually used a payment plan. So before I actually had my plan paid off, I was already in profit mode. I had already made a sale. So that's just how lucrative this business is and how needed it is. We're right now in an economy where we don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next. And with so many people losing their jobs, they go to work on a Monday and on a Monday they lose their jobs. So this is an opportunity for us to take control of our own financial well-being. Don't let anybody else dictate your worth. Don't let anybody else dictate your senility. Of course, when you have financial troubles, everything else just kind of falls apart. But I told you what this program has done for me. The 10K in 30 days. And in addition, I've made money in my other months and just jumped back in 2 weeks ago. And of course, I've caught the bug again. Just the community, learning and immersing myself in the program and in the community and in trainings. We get so much for that little bitty investment. It is incomparable to what we actually get. So I want to introduce you to one of the members of our community. Her name is Ashley Cox. She was in this, had pretty much hit rock bottom, and within 2 months of getting into this business, she quit her job as a nurse. She was working 12-hour shifts, and she and her husband would kind of pass each other in the night or in the morning and drop off their children to the other parent. That is the time they had a little hug and a little kiss, and then here's the youngins. So it's your turn, and I'm going to work. That is what their life was like. She also said she missed the first four Christmases of her daughter, her oldest child. And she knew that if she didn't get into this business, she was going to still be missing those Christmases. Her daughter is now 6, and she has been able to share the last two with them. I can't tell her story like she can. So I'm going to present to you all Ashley Cox.
Oh, there you are. Hi. Oh. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy to share and talk. And you guys, like Michelle said, like I'm an introvert. This is not my comfort zone, but I want to give you just a really quick little backstory about me. So I have 3 kids. I have a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 6-year-old. And I've been doing this now for almost 2 years. In September, it'll be my 2 years. Um, and when I started this, I say it all the time, like I was this close to rock bottom and getting closer and closer every single day. We had just had baby number 3. I was a nurse. I was working crazy 12-hour shifts. My husband works blue collar. And I thought when things get hard, you just pick up more night shifts. You pick up more overtime. My oldest daughter, she's 6. I missed the first 4 Christmases of her life. And I'm going to to be completely transparent. I would have missed the last 2 if it weren't for this. I was the mama that was sneaking out while my kids were still sleeping. I was like tiptoeing so I didn't wake them up. My husband would drop them off at the sitter. I was lucky if I got 20 minutes a day with my kids. And it sucked. Like it broke my heart, but I didn't know any different. I thought, like I was the one to volunteer to work Christmas because that was double time and I needed the extra pay. And my final straw was after we had had baby number 3, he needed a medical procedure done that insurance didn't cover, and we didn't have the money. We just had no emergency fund, point blank, did not have the money, and I had to ask to borrow money. And I felt like a failure. Like as a parent, I felt like a failure. And I vowed right then and there to never be in that position again, no matter what it would take. I didn't know what it would take. Honestly, I thought that meant I'd have to pick up nursing contracts, which would take me away from my kids for a week at a time, and then I'd come home on the weekends, or it meant like more night shifts and overtime. And I then, right, when I'm like in the depths of my struggles and my frustrations, and I'm like, where did I go wrong? Because I'm hustling, like I am working my booty off and I'm not getting anywhere. In the depths of that, I'm scrolling Facebook and I see another mama, and she says just made $5,000 while out of the country on vacation with my husband. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, like I got angry, I got jealous, I got defensive, I got mad, and I was like, okay, must be nice, right? Like whatever she's doing, she's making money on vacation, and here I am full of anxiety, full of frustration, debt, all these things. I'm drowning. And I thought, where did I go wrong? And I've tried so many different things. I've tried makeup. I've tried the health and wellness, the protein powders, the weight loss, the whitening toothpaste, the press on nails. I even made my own boutique, and none of them changed anything for me. If anything, I'd be, sitting there glued to my phone, and my daughter would come up. She'd be like, Mom, can I go do that? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, I asked you a question. And so I was maybe in my home because that supplemented a little bit of income, but I wasn't in my home, right? Like I was completely distracted. And I hated sliding into people's DMs and being like, hey girl, will you host a party? Hey, I think you'd love my product. I needed to do something that wasn't like that. I wanted something that was authentic and genuine. So while I'm in the depths of that struggle, right, we're drowning in debt, all the things, my husband and I were stuck in that roommate phase because we never get to see each other. There were times when he's driving home from work, I'm driving to work to pick up a night shift, and we pull over on the side of the road and give each other a hug and a kiss and say, okay, here's the kids, pass off, good luck, right? Like, see you in another 12 hours for 5 minutes. And I knew that I needed to do something different in that moment because I was so scared of what one more Christmas FaceTiming my kids on Christmas morning would feel like. I was so scared of what another 6 months would do to my marriage. And I had no idea what this was. And in fact, when she posted that on Facebook, I reached out and I said, all right, like, hook a sister up. Like, what is this? Because what I'm doing isn't working. And she said, it's digital marketing. And I thought, ooh, that's not for me. Like, that sounds techie. That sounds time consuming. That sounds like you have to have a whole bunch of followers. And I'm just a hot mess mama, right? Like, I'm not good at tech. I don't have a bunch of followers. And I had three biggest questions. One of them was, okay, well, what's the commission, right? Because I've done all the makeup things. And I'm like, it's really not worth it for me, my opinion, right? My negative mindset back then was, it's not worth it for me to learn a new skill just for another 10, 20% commissions. Like, and she said it's 100% profit. And that really sparked my attention because never in my life have I experienced anything that's 100% profit. I mean, not even a 9 to 5, not even a job is 100% profit. So I was like super excited about that. And I was like, all right, give me some more information. And I'm not kidding. Within 4 hours, I got started doing this. Within my first week, I had made $1,200. Within my first 2 months, I quit my job as a nurse and was a fully present, hands-on mom, the mom that gets to make my kids breakfast. And I know that that might not be very big for some people, but for a mama that missed that for 4 years, missed making breakfast, missed getting them dressed for school, missed picking them up from school, that's all I wanted. And within my first 6 months, I had paid off $30,000 worth of credit card debt. And my mind was blown because my initial goal with this was to try and figure out a way that I could make $600 a month. I thought if I could just pay my car payment and my daughter's school tuition, which I could have done with $600 a month, that would really take a big weight off of my shoulders. And then within that first 6 months, I paid off that credit card debt and my Suburban, that same car payment that I was struggling to make, I paid it off in the first 6 months of doing this. Within my first 12 months of doing this, I had made my first 6 figures doing this. And the coolest part to me is, you guys, I've been doing this almost 2 years. So I'm at like 22 months. And I've never had a video go viral, okay? And I love this program because it teaches you how to speak to your customer. So every dime that I've made doing this has been completely what I call like authentic, organic. I've never once had to reach out and beg anybody. It's them coming to me. I just create content that speaks to my customer, which just happens to be the other hot mess mamas, right? The ones that want to see, like, you don't have to be this perfectly put together influencer. You can do this with peanut butter on your shirt. I literally break this up. Michelle talks about the 2-hour workday, and as if that's not like a blessing in itself, the fact that you can break that up, I literally will do 5 minutes in the school pickup line. I'll do 45 minutes while the baby's sleeping on my chest, taking a nap, right? And I have had $900 payments come in while I'm taking a nap with my son. I've had $900 sales come in while I'm at a field trip with my daughter, while I'm on date night with my husband. And all of those things are the things that I never saw in the cards for me. Being able to go on those date nights, able to go on those field trips, taking the naps with my son. When I started this, I told the person that I purchased from that I was doing this because I wanted to see my son's first steps. And I did. And I was there, and it's been every moment since then. Like, I truly cannot put it into words, because everything that I wake up, it's just another day, right? This day to day is that dream life that I never saw in the cards for me. And now, you guys, so my husband works blue collar. He's a veteran. And he showed up in May to work on a Monday, went to go punch the clock, and his time card was gone. So he had to go and track down the boss man, and the boss man pulled him into the office and said, hey, I'm letting you go. That was it. No notice, no nothing, just a hi, Monday morning, everyone back to work. And 2 years ago, that would have sunk us. 2 years ago, we had no emergency fund. But I want to tell you guys something now, because I've learned how to do this from my phone. That was in May. He hasn't done a single job application. He's not gone on a single interview. He's had all summer to be present, making memories with us, with the kids. And so I just want to tell you guys, like, don't let it's easy, right, to have all of these excuses for why this can't work for me. Well, I'm not techie. Well, I'm not cute on camera. Well, I'm not good with my words, whatever it may be. There's someone out there waiting to relate to you and your story. There's someone out there waiting to be inspired by you. And it's just so cool that Michelle has made a product that she's giving us that we get to share that can set, like, I know it probably sounds dramatic, but it's so true for me, that can save our customer's life. Like, I'm not kidding. It changed my life. And it's so much more than the money. It's the moments, it's the memory we've made just in this summer alone with our family together. We have made and unlocked some serious core memories for my kids, for myself, for my husband, just us as a family. And you can't get that at a 9 to 5. Like, no one else is going to value your time, your goals, your dreams, your family the way that you do. So it's time that we start putting some like emphasis on that, some priority on that. And it's just so cool because, right, like 2 years ago, I thought I'd never be in a position. And now I'm in a spot, like, Michelle has taught me all of the skills through this coaching. I have my own community. I do my own coaching. I've been asked to guest speak at an in-person retreat, and I never would have saw that. Like, I was the person that thought, like, little me, nobody wants to hear what I have to say. And so this is just crazy because they do. Somebody does. And it's just so cool to have this at your fingertips. The sky's the limits.
I love your story, and I'm just so proud.
And that's it. I don't know how much more I can add to that. Actually, I can add nothing to that. You heard Ashley's heart, you heard her story. That's genuine. And I've mentioned in one of my previous videos my struggles, my financial struggles, all of my life since I left the comfort of my grandparents' home, that I've always had to have a side hustle. Did I always have one? I did not, but I always needed one. I'm not a frivolous spender. I'm a country girl and live well within my means. I don't live beyond my means. I never have, but the skill set that I've had was not enough to earn me the kind of salary to just comp the basic standard of living. It didn't. And I've always had a white collar job, which is really, really crazy. But again, just the basic standard of living. Now my salary, I am so appreciative of my salary. And then here I am getting ready to exit the door. But knowing that I have an opportunity right here in the palm of my hands that I 100% control, I get out of it whatever I put into it. We have the tools, we have the skills, we have the community, we have the training, we have the support to guarantee our success if we plug in. Digital marketing, what you need to be aware of is digital marketing is worldwide. Your customer base is worldwide. You're not relegated to a city, a town, a state, or even a nation. Your country. It's literally worldwide. I am on the World Wide Web. You are on the World Wide Web. You're scrolling or however you came upon this video. And just think somebody in Zimbabwe can see the same piece of content. And just as I'm sharing it with whomever's watching it here, even if you're in my same state, somebody clear across the world can see it and be impacted by it. Hearing Ashley's story, that is real. That is raw. The fact that she missed her daughter's first 4 Christmases and was sure she would have missed the next two were it not for this opportunity. 2 months in, she has paid off $30,000 in credit card debt. Or what? No, 2 months in, she quit her job. 6 months in, she paid off $30,000 in debt and now is a six-figure earner. Going on her second year, she has her own community. She's coaching. This is what is available. with this opportunity. I came into it with four income streams because once you purchase your product, depending on the level you purchase on, the 100, 300, 600, or $900, you come in the door with four income streams, meaning those four e-learning programs. I came in October 3rd. Actually, I joined September 16th. And I learned and studied. I jumped into it and read all that I could, watched as many videos, showed up for as many trainings, and then I felt comfortable October 3rd to actually launch my business. So that's what I did. But even though I quit for 4 months, I have 17 income streams. I've literally made money from every income stream I have. And y'all, some of those streams, they're passive, some are extremely active. It was that active income that made me just shut down because I burnt myself out. And I won't do it again. I mean, I won't do it again. But y'all have heard. You've heard what we have to offer. If you find yourself in a position right now where if you lost your job tomorrow, what would you do? How would you handle it? How would your family survive if you take matters into your own hands? It may take you a minute to build, but at least that's something you're building for yourself. So, if you're interested in what we're doing, drop interested in my comments, and I would love to send you additional information about this program. Or you can visit my website at embracethedigitallife.com. That is embracethedigitallife.com. It's down there in the comments. Visit my website, leave your email, and I will send you a free copy of my Freedom Formula Blueprint, the same blueprint, step by step blueprint that allowed me to make that 10K in less than 30 days. Y'all, take control of what you can control. I thank y'all so much for joining me. I hope you stayed to the end. Y'all, if you know someone who needs to hear this information, please be sure to share it, like and comment. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. I promise the rest of my content won't be this long, or maybe it will, who knows? But I just had so much to share tonight and I was determined to share it. So I thank you all for stopping by. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Enjoy this day. Enjoy this soon to be evening. Thank y'all. Bye bye.